Final question for you. You've said that you want the deal with AJ to be done by the end of Monday.
Monday is the deadline.
What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Mauricio Sulaiman, Tyson, the Gypsy King Fury. Get this. According to Mauricio Sulaiman, Mauricio says that Tyson Fury is still very bitter over Usyk loss, says Mauricio. And he says Fury is very bitter about the decision, though he's shown no signs of returning to the ring. Meanwhile, new faces from the Fury family like Walter and James Dean Fury are carrying the name forward. Could Tyson be tempted for one last dance? And let me counterpunch. I have to agree with Mauricio as much as I don't normally. He's right about this. Tyson is showing that he's bitter. I mean, he showed her that he's bitter in the last 24 hours. You guys know that he was watching old interviews from Joshua in Brazil. And, you know, that's one thing, which is kind of weird. So you got to kind of question, okay, where is Tyson's head at? Like, okay, what's going on with Tyson the Gypsy King? Like, what's happening with him? And versus him saying that, hey, you know, I took every shot that Oleksandr Usyk had, and he didn't hurt me at all. And, you know, I took those punches and I smiled. And, you know what I mean? He can't punch and things like that. You know, they robbed me, and then I know they robbed me, and, you know, they did me wrong, and I've done everything. I've been everywhere. I've been cheated. I've been robbed. I've won. I've lost. You know, and it just really lets you know that Tyson Fury is bitter. I don't know what type of mental space he's in. I hope he doesn't ever go back to the mindset he was in when he first lost to Oleksandr Usyk, crawling out of bars, and, you know, doing coke and getting fat when he beat Vladimir Klitschko back in 2015, 10 years ago. So let's hope he doesn't go back to that particular mindset. That's first thing. But I do agree with Mauricio. Yeah, he's bitter, just based on the way he talks, based on how he responds to boxing and other boxers and situations and issues that they had and what he could have done. It's like, damn, did you want to fight Dominic Brazil? Like, you know, it's almost like he wished that he had opportunities that other fighters had. He could have fought Dominic Brazil, but what would that have proved? You know, but he's just putting himself in the situation, instigating and, you know, showing us that, hey, you know, he's bitter, if anything. But I look at it from another perspective. I look at it like, hey, he's coming back. You know, but I got to keep it real, people. This is Mauricio Sulaiman we're talking about. And don't you understand that Mauricio's all about the money, the 3%? And do you think if Tyson Fury was still active, do you think he would be talking about how bitter he is? The only reasons he's saying that because he's not generating money from Mauricio or the WBC. That's why, because he's not actively fighting. That's why he has now an opinion about how bitter Tyson Fury is. Come on, bro. Who are you fooling? The only reason you're saying that shit is because he's not making you no more money. You wouldn't be talking anything negative about Tyson Fury if he was still active. Let's just be real. You know what I mean? Like Eddie Hearn said, just be honest with yourself. You're talking about Tyson Fury. He's still very bitter about his loss to Usyk. You know what I mean? And you're saying that, but it's like, okay, if he was active, you would be placing his ass in the top 10 somewhere, and he ain't fought since December. You know what I mean? Or he's done nothing to be where he's at, but you're going to put him there because you know he fills the seats and you know he's one of those top fighters. So stop the cap, Mauricio. We know why you're doing this, because he's no longer making money for you. Therefore, throw him under the bus, throw him to the wolves. But you guys tell me what you think of Mauricio Sulaiman, stating that Tyson Fury is very bitter still very bitter over his Usyk losses. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch.